Week 15 of X's and Hogs grinding through the season. The Cleveland Browns come to Soldier Field. It's going to be cold. Noon on Fox. Daryl Moose Johnson, our guy, is on the call. Always enjoy that. Bears are 7.5-point favorites. That over-under only at 39, though. Might be the lowest we've had all season. Certainly the lowest I can remember. Might have something to do with the weather and, of course, the Browns defense. 14 degrees right now is currently the high, but it's supposed to be sunny. The biggest factor might end up being that wind, 10 to 20 miles an hour. That's going to lower the wind chill and also make the kicking game hard. So certainly should be a factor in this game. The Browns are 3-10 coming off their loss to the Titans last week. Really wasn't even as close as that 2-point outcome looks like, 31-29. That kind of came back a little bit at the end. Kevin Stefanski is still their head coach. Tommy Rees from Lake Forest, their OC. Jim Schwartz, he's been in the league forever. Seemingly never ages, though. It's pretty impressive. And Bubba Ventrone is their special teams coordinator. By the way, I just want to put this up there. The Browns have allowed 2 blocked punts this season, including one last week. So from a special team standpoint, maybe put that in the back of your mind a little bit. When it comes to the EPA per play matchup, we got good on good and not so good on not so good. Bears offense up to 9th in EPA per play now. The Cleveland defense, though, really good. They are 4th. On the other end, Bears defense 21st, and Cleveland is towards the bottom, although they are getting a spark right now from Shedeur Sanders, which we're going to get into. When it comes to this good matchup between the Bears offense and this Cleveland defense, of course, it is all about Myles Garrett. Got to know where number 95 is at all times. He can be a problem. And while he will move from left to right, he's primarily, majority of the time, on this right side. And against Ozzie Trapillo, they're going to have to come up with some help and some solutions this week, whether that's Joe Thuney, whether it's the backs coming in and helping, or just using these tight ends to chip and double team. Myles Garrett, always a problem. Otherwise, this Browns defense, they play a lot of single high safety. They do it more than any other defense in the entire league, and they're the best at doing it too from the EPA standpoint. So, when they are able to get these tight ends out on routes, the seams are usually a good place to attack. Against single high, we'll see if, Ben Johnson's going to have some solutions. I like to just say, run the ball, keep running the ball. Seems like an opportunity with the weather the way it is to wear down the Browns defense as good as it is, just like the Bears did to the Packers a week ago. Should have some success. But when those passing opportunities are there, obviously want to see some improvement from number 18. See him be a little bit more accurate, and receivers got to catch the ball. In terms of some of these injuries, I do have Roma Dunze on here. He was limited in practice. Lamine Zaccheaus also dealing with an injury now. Luther Burden certainly capable of filling in if needed. We'll see how healthy the Bears offense will end up being with those wide receivers. Moving to the other side, Browns offense versus the Bears defense. New center in there because Ethan Pochis went out last week with an injury. He's out for the season, torn Achilles. And our guy Tevin Jenkins, who's been mainly a backup for the Browns this season, but he has played. He's expected to jump in at right guard this week for Wyatt Teller, who was already ruled out by Kevin Stefanski. Kind of a fun, sneaky fun offense, though, as bad as they are. A lot of interesting rookies. Harold Fannin, their tight end's been really good. Quinshon Judkins, the running back out of Ohio State's been really good. And Isaiah Bond, who I like coming out of Texas, they picked him up as a college free agent because of some of the off-the-field issues, and he's been playing quite a bit lately for him. So, and, of course, Shedeur Sanders in there at quarterback. Now, I have a Shedeur comp that Browns fans are not going to like, but bear with me right now. It's Mitch Trubisky. And where I'm going with this, and that's just right now, doesn't mean Shedeur can't get better. But when you watch right now, especially last week against the Titans, do not play man defense against Shedeur Sanders. That's where he's going to beat you. Remember Mitch Trubisky, a lot of similarities in terms of he can move, he's athletic, and when you would play man and make it easy for him to identify what was happening in the coverage when he could see the field, he could layer throws, he could make the throws. He didn't have the strongest arm in the world, but he could beat you against man coverage. When you sit back in zone, make it a little bit harder for him to read the field, that's where Shedeur's been struggling more. Against man, he's looked good to me watching the film. Sit back in zone, make it a little bit harder on him. He's eventually going to throw you the football. So if I'm Dennis Allen this week, that's how I play this from a defensive standpoint, which means good opportunity, blitz less. These guys up front have a game. Montez Sweat, especially these guys in the interior, Grady Jarrett, Andrew Billings, Jermon Dexter when they get out there. With some of these injuries the Browns are dealing with up front, and most of their offensive line is banged up right now, it's a good opportunity from the front four to have success. It's asking a lot from what we've seen this season, but if the Bears can sit back, play more zone, I think Shedeur Sanders will eventually throw him the ball, which will give the offense good field position, which helps their matchup against this good Browns defense. Because when the Browns defense allows you to play, go the full length of the field, they usually stop you. Most of the points they've given up this year is off of turnovers or off those block punts I mentioned. When they have a shorter field, that's how you get the Browns defense. So complementary football is going to be huge this week. Bears, big favorites. They should be able to take care of business. We'll see if they do it. It's going to be cold out there on Sunday.